Hello, everybody. I look forward to everyone watching the replay of this. I am on here because I wanted to share with you guys all information on the available scans that we now have for our team. So, for the individuals that are on our team, the first scan that we're going to talk about is free to you. Well, there's one version that's free, and there's one that's $1.50 per month. And then there's another version that is a paid version that's very detailed. So I would recommend everyone get the free version immediately. It has so much amazing information for you. And with that, I'm going to share my screen so that you have clarity on all the wonderful things that it is going to do for you. So hold on one second because let me pull it up because I was in a different section. So the one we're going to start with is our Zyto Insights. Again, everyone on the team needs to make sure that they get this. So you're going to create a profile. There's some surveys that you do about yourself, and then it creates a plan for you. And so there's two things that you can do. Again, you have just the Zyto Insights that talks about your wellness, things that you need to work on in different systems. And then you can get the foods one, which is free, or you can get the advanced food, which is $150 per month. And you can run every 2 weeks so that you can know exactly what you need to do for your body, what you need to eat, and what foods you need to avoid. Then you'll have a foods list that you can create based on the recommendations. So we are going to go to the scans so that you can see exactly what information that you get. And so I'm going to run the advanced foods one for you guys so that you can see what that does thereafter. So this is what the adaptability index gives you. It gives you an overall score out of 100. I'm at 57. The most of the issues that I have is with my functional. So I have some things going on with my actual body system, after that emotional, and after that energy. So then they're going to recommend some of the general products that would be the top list to help with certain things, as well as some wellness recommendations below. So if I go into my systems, again, I know that the one of most concern was in the functional side. And here we can see that foundational hormones is the one that is the most, and in particular, my endocrine system, which makes 100% sense because I currently have fibroids and I have something wrong with my hormone pathways. They're not communicating correctly. So, what things would help me do that? Well, apparently, I need some more vitamin A and vitamin C. I do take Illuminize on a regular basis, but I'll sometimes let it, I won't reorder it. So I now know that this is a supplement that for me, I need to take every single month without fail. It's one of the most important supplements for me. It's going to take my level from 49 up to 96. Another one, Sleep Essence. So this is another one that I don't take on a regular basis. When I travel, I do try to have it on hand, but it's saying that this is going to help me with my endocrine system, which is what is out of whack. And so this has a lot of stuff in that's going to help me. And it's going to take me from a 48 to a 95. Blue Cypress. So Blue Cypress generally is for skin, but it's going to help my endocrine system. Cardamom. So this is one that I would have never thought to take. Powergize. And Powergize is, and again, that's so 47 to 94, 45 to 93. So I started taking cardamom regularly. Powergize. This has ashwagandha, KSM, and it's generally for the male reproductive system. But anytime, every scan I've always taken has always told me that I need to take it. Palmarosa. I need to definitely get this one and take it regularly. This is going to take me from 27 to 93. And rose essential oil, which I do have and which I do use occasionally. Now, my next lowest one that I would need to concentrate is on my movement. And that also makes sense because I do exercise, but based on the accidents that I have and have had and just some of the even hormone issues, I do tend to have some inflammation and a little body pain due to that. So I should be using Eucalyptus globulus. That'll take me from 53 to 97. Transformation, which I love. Definitely will diffuse that and make sure that I use that today. That'll take me from 52 to 96. Melrose will take me from 39 to 95. Myrrh will take me from 51 to 94. Humility, I pulled that out. Raven, that'll take me from 80 to 92. One Heart, 41 to 90. And so One Heart is one that I have been diffusing more regularly as well. And then after that, it looked like my cardiovascular system and my sleep were the next ones. Those are at 49. So if I just go to my cardiovascular system, so you start with the ones that are going to have the most impact, obviously. I need Zing. Well, that's 67 to 93. One Heart appears on this one as well. Sleep Essence appears on this one as well. So those are definitely ones that I'm going to put at the top of my list because they're going to help a couple different ones of my system. Australian Blue, Highest Potential, Hope, Sulfurzyme capsules, 60 to 88. So those are some other suggestions. And then again, my sleep, Hanoki, BLM, 64 to 94, Pine, 38 to 92, RC, 47 to 92, Into the Future, 57 to 89, Tranquil, 55 to 89, Hong Kwai, 45 to 87, and then where I need the least amount of help, Longevity, 56 to 96, Lavender, 38 to 95. I actually have been using lavender and tea, lavender vitality and tea very much more regularly. Tea Tree, 44 to 92, Into the Future, again, 57 to 92, Balance Complete, Aroma Seas, Australian Caranya. So those are my recommendations. And again, hormones is the top one in my endocrine system. And then after that, it would be my movement. So those are the ones I would concentrate on in order first. And so again, everybody on the team needs to be doing this so you know exactly what issues are need to be worked on the most and get the support that you need. And then from just the overall perspective, Raven, and so these are hitting, it's telling which systems of these. So it's going to improve my emotional by a certain amount, my functional, and then my energy by that amount that it shows. Neroli, citronella, sulfurzyme, laurus nobulus, eucalyptus blue, mountain savory, ylang ylang, Idaho blue spruce. So I did pull out all of these as well. I want to make sure that I'm using these as well. So now we're going to return to our food scan. And again, I love the fact that I can run this every 2 weeks. And so I'm super excited about this. It didn't scan me though. Okay, well, maybe it just did it based on what I had already done. Okay, here we go. It was in pause. So you can actually pick your diet preference. So if you've decided keto works for you, paleo works for you, vegan works for you, vegetarian works for you. So I'm actually going to choose vegan because I've prepared a lot of vegan foods. And if you guys have been following me, you know that I'm now like 80% plant-based. So I am a flexitarian and I am on day 2 of my time of the month, my menstrual cycle. And I am heavy bleeding. And so I want to know what foods I definitely should avoid right now and what I should eat better. And again, I usually make sure that I do plant-based as much as possible and minimize any of the junk when I'm on my time of the month, knowing that that's going to be super helpful. So I've already ran this. And the good thing is you could just change it afterwards. It's not a big deal. So we're going to run it so you can see how it works. So you have to answer these questions, and I don't have any changes in them. So my appetite, robust. Yeah, I don't think I have any changes in them. So, ooh, yeah, we'll go here. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video because it explains exactly how it does it. All right, so that's how it all works based on your voice frequency pattern and a sequence of kinetic responses. Comes out unique, just like your fingerprint. So now I'm going to rerun mine and we're going to take a look at my data. Hello. Oh, here we go. Talk for approximately 10 seconds, speak normally, minimize pauses, record in a quiet space. Keep your words focused on the topic. Hello, this is Tashina Gonzalez. I am super excited to rerun this scan for a second time and to see if there are any differences in my food scan. I love this. Then you can listen to it. And I'm good with it. So we're going to continue. So this is where we're going to hit this. And that's our kinetic response. Now it is scanning that it has my unique spark. And it's going to tell me where I am for what foods I need to do. So again, we chose to have this as vegan, but again, just because we chose that, we can switch it right away to all foods. And it's giving me my scores, which I prefer. So now it's all on all foods, but we're going to switch it back to vegan because that's actually what I'm interested in, and making sure that based on what I currently have in my fridge and my snacks and stuff, that we're going to eat exactly right for my body and make me feel as good as possible, as well as possible. So not too much changed here. Right now, my body, it looks like there is a little bit of change. So it says eat more agave, cane sugar, brown rice, amaranth, molasses, maple syrup, sorghum, maca, rye, spelt, and wheat. So last time it did want me to eat things like monk fruit and stevia and yacon root, soybean, and quinoa. But for the next couple weeks, it does not want me to eat those things. Oops, where did I go? Okay, so this week I'm supposed to eat more herbs and spices, fenugreek, sumac, horseradish, bay leaf, soapwort, capers, juniper, sorrel, peppermint. So I'll make sure I have peppermint, asafoetida, ginger, garlic, lavender, chili pepper, hyssop. A lot of that makes a lot of sense because um, lemongrass, caraway seed, lemon verbena, myrtle, clove, celery seed, mustard. A lot of those things are going to be really detoxing to my body. And obviously, with me being on my time of the month, I'm having a little bit more inflammation, different things. Black cumin, cardamom, and cardamom came up before. And I'm going to reduce and eat less of these things: balsamic vinegar, lemon myrtle, mango, acacia seeds. So I actually purchased the mango. So I guess I'll wait to eat that. Curry, cumin seeds, cinnamon, bergamot. Those are things that I usually eat on a regular basis. So I'm going to remember to eat less. This week it wants me to concentrate most on green olive oil, which is super important to know because I do have sesame and grapeseed oil. So it wants me to do a bit less of that. Although grapeseed and sesame are still, higher than maybe avocado or flaxseed. I'm usually not supposed to have flaxseed. And then it wants me to have string beans, chia seeds, green lentils, sunflower seeds, butter beans, sacha inchi seed, really high. I take that in my mind was pomegranate. I do have a pomegranate. Different types of peas, lychees. I love lychee. Red kidney beans, black beans, tamarind, great northern beans, hemp seeds, caraway seed, mung seeds, pinto beans. And again, this week, although a lot of these were on my must-have list last time I ran it, black lentils were on there, sesame seeds and grape seeds were on there. I just finished up my grapes though, so now I know, okay, don't buy any grapes in the next couple of weeks. And it's really also good to see that so one of the things I was actually noticing, like a lot of the things that it showed last week, I was like, oh, this is why I like Asian food or I like Mediterranean food, because a lot of things that were showing up fit that. And again, so it was interesting. It didn't want me to have brown rice. It only wanted me to have a certain amount of rice, but now it wants me to have more whole grains. It wants me to have barley and brown rice and basmati rice and amaranth and semolina and Indian rice grass and sorghum and kamut and rye. So I know I got to keep eating my bread that I've been eating. I do have like this little breakfast grain thing that has different stuff in it, oatmeal and some other stuff. And again, so white rice I was supposed to have last time. Now it's on the eat less of it. Quinoa is on the eat less, so I'm not going to have any quinoa. And put that back in next time. Now on my fruits, I want to have pineapple, pear, plum, passion fruit. Green grapes are good. Figs, I still have figs on hand. Cherries, prunes, grapefruit, plantains, pomegranate, loganberries, kumquat, carob, lemon, blueberries, persimmons, apples, gooseberry, red grapes, guava, blackberry, peach, papaya, mango. orange, prickly pear, watermelon. Oh, I can have watermelon. Watermelon was on the less last week. Lime. And these eat less is very short. Honeydew melon was on the eat list. Apricot was on the eat list. It's now on the eat less. So I actually have apricot jam. So I guess I will cut that out until I'm back. It's back on the eat more list. And then all these veggies: spinach, mushroom, shiitake, squash, mustard greens, daikon, eggplant, scallions, rutabaga, seaweed, Brussels sprouts. Again, when I look at this, I'm like, man, these are things that explains why I like the way that I like to eat. The seaweed and the scallions, Brussels sprouts, love Brussels sprouts, green lettuce, parsnip, potato starch, alfalfa sprouts, carrot, cucumber, asparagus, pepper, turnip, green olives, endive, bamboo shoots, cauliflower. Cauliflower was on the not eat list before. Broccoli sprouts, rapini, collard greens. Some things that I should avoid this week: shallow, white cabbage and white potatoes and onions, sweet potatoes, red cabbage, jicama. So some of those things were on my eat list for the last one that I ran. So beetroot, jicama, broccoli, shallows, sweet potato. I love my root vegetables. And so kale, okra, I'm going to minimize some of those. There's some things that are still, like avocados, not good for me, not good for me. But yeah, minimize my root vegetables, maybe have some fruit instead, some of the fruit on the good list with lunch instead of my root vegetables, and minimize that until I rerun it and they're back on my eat more list. So yeah, so these are the things, and this is the reason why everyone needs to take this, because it just helps you know how to eat the way that you need to, as well as what different supplements and vitamins and essential oils that you need to have on hand. So that's that one. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second, and then I'm gonna go over to our other scan. And so what I was showing you was the advanced food. You pay $150 a month, can run it every 2 weeks. Super helpful. I actually just had a delivery on Thursday, but now I'm gonna make sure that to remember, run the scan before you order your food, and then I'll order all the stuff that I need. So now we're gonna go to the Itobi DNA. I am so excited about this. This came through. And so the Itobi DNA is to get every single report available, you would pay about $300. So it's like $180 in order to get just the general report, but to get every single report, which includes your balance, nutrition, fitness, and beauty, it is about $300. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at the overall to start. Now we're not going to go into all of them because some are fairly self-explanatory, but it's very interesting how it ties in. And for me, the reason why I'm doing this is because, again, I currently have fibroids, currently have something wrong with my hormones that needs to be worked out. And so I want to know exactly where I'm at. So I'm less likely to have addictive behavior and I have very good stimulus control. Have an increased risk of age-related hearing loss. I do not have alcohol sensitivity. So this tells me I am able to drink considerably higher amounts of alcohol before experiencing the unpleasant byproducts of alcohol consumption, such as flushing, upset stomach, and bad hangovers to someone who is sensitive to alcohol. And I am also more likely to become alcohol dependent than my peers. So very interesting information. I have bitterness sensitivity. Body composition respond to strength training, so I should do some strength training. Caffeine metabolism. So I should drink less caffeine because I don't metabolize it at a rate of normal individuals. I can't have dairy, so I already knew I'm usually low in calcium. So I have to supplement calcium. I need to make sure that I take master formula and walk in the sun as much and eat things that have calcium in it. So no surprise there. Where do we go? So then we have fitness ones as well, calcium, carb utilization. So this was super, super important. So I was, before being as plant-based as I am, I was leaning towards keto. And it ends up that my functional doctor said, "Oh, I want you to eat more plant-based." And when they looked at my diet, they were like, "You definitely need to have more fruits in your diet." And so one of the things that I probably was doing that was not good for my body is that I was not eating enough complex carbs. And when I first ran my other report, it was telling me to eat all types of root vegetables. It was telling me to eat all types of grains, which I hadn't been doing in a while. And so, because I have a stronger metabolism with higher complex carbohydrates, I need to have them whole, unprocessed plant foods in my diet, including beans, whole grains, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables. I use my oils sparingly. And so, I love my bean burgers. It is like I don't even need the meat in place of that. So that's pretty cool that it's very clear why I needed to change that. My cholesterol response to dietary fat is normal. My copper tendency is normal. My exercise heart rate response is slightly above average. It's always been that way because of my asthma. It just drives my heart up real fast. So that's always been that. My facial age, my exercise stroke volume is normal. So this it means I can pump out more blood at a lower heart rate. That's good to know. Facial aging is normal. So as long as I take normal steps to minimize skin damage, I will look youthful for a longer amount of time. My fat response to cardio is normal. My fat utilization is normal, so I don't necessarily need to have a low fat diet. My fitness response to cardio is below average. This one was really interesting because I kind of intuitively knew this. I'm an individual who, so it says here, your genetic profile indicates that your fitness response to moderate to high intensity cardio is below average. You may be less likely to experience optimal cardiovascular fitness improvements from high intensity cardio compared to others with a more favorable genotype. This does not mean that you will not improve your fitness. You can, but you will likely see greater gains from longer, moderate intensity workouts, or you may benefit from endurance based resistance workouts, such as circuit training and power training. So I have always loved lifting weights. I always felt good lifting weights. As a sprinter in high school, took weightlifting like every semester to stay in shape. When I was at Planet Fitness, I love to do the circuit training. That's what I love circuit training. And so it's saying for me that it's good for my body to have 60 to 90-minute workouts 4 or more days a week. And endurance things such as like a 10K and a half marathon would be good for me. So, and again, those are something that I kind of knew instinctively. In addition to that, it says that I have above average hand grip intrinsic muscular strength. I am genetically predisposed to perform above average on tests of grip strength as well as general muscular strength and endurance. So again, things like sit-ups, push-ups, lower body exercises, squats, leg presses, things like racquetball, strength training. I do better at that, and I did when when I was in strength training. Like I could keep up with the boys doing pull-ups. I could keep up with the boys doing sit-ups. Like I was breaking all the records of the girls in the weight training, and so that proves to be extremely, extremely true in my case as well. And then there was one other one. I'm not sure if it's going to come up in this list, but basically it was just saying that like my exercise is more the burst. Like I'm the one that should be in soccer and football and baseball, and I can do Ironmans. I compete in different areas, and so it's just with this and the grip strength training, it's super interesting because I've always wanted to be on American Gladiator and American Ninja Warrior now. And my niece Asia, who has those tendencies too, we're always like, yes, you're gonna be the one of the girls that can finish it. Like I'm gonna live vicariously through her, since I never got to do it. I don't have a sensitivity insulin responsive dietary fat. I do have an enhanced insulin sensitivity to cardio. So this suggests that I'm likely to see beneficial improvements in my insulin sensitivity if I exercise regularly. I have to do cardio 3 or more times a week to improve my glucose uptake. So that's important for me to do cardio. Again, I don't necessarily need the high intensity cardio, but I need cardio. I have an intrinsic motivation to exercise. Whatever I'm eating, whatever I'm doing is keeping my iron above average. It says I'm unlikely to have lactose intolerance. I can digest it, but I'm allergic to it. I didn't detect that though. Magnesium tendency is normal. That's good to know. Whatever I'm doing is giving me enough magnesium. I have a lower than average risk for cognitive decline with age. So I can take advantage and engage in lifestyle habits and physical and mental exercises that will build my brain and create a large cognitive reserve as I get older. That is a super positive thing and good to know. I have normal phosphorus, normal polyunsaturated fat. Oh, this must be the other one, power and endurance potential. Yeah, this is the one that I was referring to. So it says, I am likely to enjoy significant power gains in response to strength training. I need to do things like baseball, football, tennis, golf, track racing, competitive lifting, and CrossFit types of activities. I can capitalize on strength and power workouts in my exercise regimen. And so again, I knew that. I've always been that way when I was younger. Good to have it confirmed. And now I need to incorporate more strength training because I haven't. I got weights and I haven't been doing the strength training that I need to. So that's good to know. I actually just today got an exercise hula hoop. I have normal protein utilization. Now, this one is super interesting. Satiety is well below average. And so, again, I switched over to plant-based. And I remember when I thought about it at the beginning of last year, being vegan, I would always think, I'm always so hungry when I try to do only plant-based. I feel so much better when I eat meat. However, I was eating mostly veggies, and because I leaned towards keto for so long, I cut out the majority of the breads and carbs and things, and I didn't miss it and I didn't need it. At least I didn't think I did, but it's probably the reason why some of my things are out of whack. So it says satiety is a feeling of fullness and the suppression of hunger for a period of time after a meal. Your genetic profile indicates that you have well below average satiety and experience more food cravings. This means your hunger and appetite regulating hormones, ghrelin and leptin, may be dysfunctional and not respond the way they should after you eat, which means you're less likely to feel full and satisfied following a meal. You also are likely to have higher food cravings. This can make it more challenging to maintain healthy portion sizes, resist second helpings, and to avoid the temptation to snack during the day. You may need to take extra steps to improve your satiety and counteract the effects of your genotype. All your life, you've likely had people tell you that you should just eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, maybe even before you're completely full. That feeling of fullness that suppresses hunger after a meal is called satiety. We now know that not everyone experiences the same way, and that is largely influenced by your genes. So I do tend to be the person that usually is always hungry, and I like to snack a lot. I could like eat all day. And so it's good to know that like the sleep products that we have are very helpful for that. Definitely super helpful for that. And it's something that I can, like I said, counteract. Oh, I missed this one. I have a normal injury risk. That's good to know. Selenium is above average. My skin aging is normal. My skin glycation, or how I might wrinkle, is below average. That makes sense though, because I have, autoimmune diseases like eczema, and I have issues with it. And so I need to take care of it. My sleep duration is above average. So I don't really sleep a lot, but I need a lot of sleep. That's always good to know. But I'm going to get my sleep essence, right? Stretch marks below average. Again, that's probably just related to my skin issues. My stress tolerance actually is slightly higher than the average person. So having a slightly higher levels of stress tolerance means you may not need to manage your stress in the face of everyday challenges as often as other less stress tolerant DNA profile groups. That's good news because statistics show that about 75% of people regularly experience physical and psychological symptoms caused by stress, and nearly half of their stress has increased in the past 5 years. Doesn't make me immune to stress and anxiety. I obviously have a healthy management um, for stress, do all the time. I just got done getting my nails done. Sugar intake normal, so I don't have issues with that. Favorable sun sensitivity. So as my skin is definitely more likely to tan and unlikely to burn. Still need sunscreen though. We got normal for sweets preference. Systematic inflammation. Again, I know that I have that. It means my CRP levels are likely to fall in a slightly elevated range. Persistently elevated systematic inflammation can lead to age-related chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. So it's important to keep inflammation in check. So I need to make sure I got my omega J's for that. Drink in moderation. And then it has some levels, triglycerides response to. Okay. I can keep my triglycerides down by exercising regularly. Good to know. But then it's giving me some mineral levels. So my B12 is good, but my B6 is low. Got to make sure that I'm taking my Super B. My vitamin D is low. I've been trying to take more of that. And then my Vox is low. This is back to my exercise. And again, the fact that I am a person that exercises maybe in a different way than other people. So it says my genetic profile indicates that my fitness response to moderate to high intensity cardio is low. To increase Vox Max, you need to focus training on lower endurance building intensities as well as resistance training to improve your muscular strength, economy, and endurance, which can improve your performance regardless of Vox Max. So, muscles oxygenated blood to reduce fuel. Cross country skiing. Okay, so good to know, good to know, good to know. And that's basically all of it because we went under all traits. And so, again, this is super cool information because I feel like there's some things I instinctively knew, some things I need to put in practice, some areas that vitamin B6 and vitamin D that I definitely got to work on. And I know exactly how to exercise right for my body. So again, if you are like me and you're mostly good, but you have some things that you can't figure out, I would recommend getting the DNA test as well. It's about $300. I'm going over that information. But at the very least, the first one that we talked about, you definitely want to get that. With that, I think I'm going to close this out for you guys. and have it as a resource so that you know exactly how these scans work, who needs it, what it's going to tell you, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching me, guys. Bye.